In our last video, we challenged a century of thinking. We asked, what if the minds we've labeled disordered, the autistic, the ADHD, the creatively divergent, are not mistakes of nature, but prototypes of what humanity is becoming? We saw them not as broken, but as minds built for a future that has not yet arrived. The Stoics, even in ancient times, taught that suffering is not caused by difference itself, it is caused by the resistance to difference. They insisted that nature does not create mistakes. It creates variations for a purpose. The universe expands through diversity, not uniformity. To deny one's nature is to create unnecessary suffering. To honor it is to align with destiny. So why then do these individuals struggle? Precisely because the world has not caught up to them yet. Spiritual teachers describe them as interplanetary minds, souls who operate on frequencies that vibrate higher than the collective field. They sense information instinctively. They detect truth before logic catches up. They connect dots others cannot see. They receive insight rather than construct it. They feel energy as if it were language. But a world built on emotional suppression finds emotional intensity overwhelming. A world built on hierarchy finds authenticity disruptive. A world built on efficiency finds creativity inconvenient. A world built on sameness finds brilliance threatening. And so neurodivergent individuals often grow up feeling like aliens in their own species. Because in a sense, they are the early signs of the next stage of that species. Humanity is evolving, but evolution does not ask permission. It simply begins. And it begins with the outliers, the ones who cannot fit the mold, the ones who refuse to dim their inner world, the ones who challenge the structure simply by existing, the ones who carry minds designed for a future world trapped inside an outdated one. If this is true, then neurodivergence is not a deviation from evolution. It is evolution. Raw, unfiltered, powerful, misunderstood evolution. And the question is no longer, how do we fix these minds? The question is, how do we transform the world to honor the minds that are arriving? Because once we shift our perspective, a stunning possibility emerges. The rise of neurodivergence may be the awakening of the future human. If the rise of neurodivergent minds is indeed part of a larger evolutionary movement, then what we are witnessing is not a crisis. It is a transition, a shift in how consciousness inhabits the human body and expresses itself through perception. And like every evolutionary transition before it, this one begins in silence and misunderstanding. History teaches us that pioneers are rarely recognized as pioneers while they are alive. The first to carry a new form of awareness are often the ones who struggle the most, precisely because they are not designed for the world into which they were born. They are designed for the world that is coming. This pattern repeats across cultures and centuries. The rise in autism diagnoses is not a random anomaly. The increase in ADHD diagnoses is not a statistical accident. The number of highly sensitive individuals, synesthetes, nonlinear thinkers, divergent learners, all rising simultaneously, is not coincidence. It is a pattern, a signal, a wave of consciousness breaking through the limitations of the old paradigm. Carl Jung would say that the collective unconscious is shifting its shape. Archetypes evolve just as biology does. And when the inner blueprint changes, the individuals who carry those changes appear first as disruptions. Not because something is wrong, but because something new is being born. But birth is messy. Birth is uncomfortable. Birth is chaotic. Birth is misunderstood. The individuals who hold this new consciousness are born into systems that were never designed for them. They enter schools built around industrial-era values, conformity, silence, memorization, obedience, standardized intelligence. For a divergent mind, this is suffocation disguised as structure. But what if defiance is not disrespect? What if it is a sign that the soul refuses to shrink? Their minds do not walk, they leap. They do not observe, they absorb. They do not think, they synthesize. And this is exactly why the current world struggles to contain them, because they were not built for containment. So why do these individuals struggle so deeply in the world? Because the world is still using an operating system written for a different era. Imagine running a modern high-speed program on a machine built in the 1970s. The machine crashes not because the program is flawed, but because the system cannot support its complexity. This is what happens when neurodivergent individuals try to exist in the current paradigm. The environment is outdated, the expectations are outdated, the systems are outdated, but the minds are not. And this is where the mystery deepens. What if every struggle, every symptom of this mismatch is not a flaw, but an instruction? A coded message telling us exactly what kind of world we need to build. In the final part of this series, we will decode these messages and unveil the blueprint for the future of human consciousness.